once you have some changes ready to submit, you're probably going to want to figure out how to put them in a format to send for review. So we're going to go over that. So we're going to be doing a lot of stuff in the source directory. So we'll just start there. So just to start, I'm in a new branch that I made that's gonna have all of the changes I'm doing, and this is gonna make things go a little bit easier later on. So let's just open up my text editor and let's do a couple little changes just to kind of simulate what's gonna happen. So say I just made a extra small equals 12, but we'll just say this is all I need to do. So I can do that. I can see that it's changed, so I pretty much almost always add everything that I'm changing. So I pretty much just do add --a, and then I'll do commit, and then I'll just do add extra size variable. Now this is the first time that I have done a commit on this machine. So before you can actually commit something, Git needs an email and a name, just so it can kind of keep track of who's doing what. I know with Krita and a lot of other projects, there's probably going to be a lot of developers. So this is kind of just a global way that Git uses to, I guess, differentiate between, I guess, different programmers. So we're just gonna, let's see if we can just paste this, and I'll just update this to my information, like that. And I'll just do the same for this guy. All right, so nice thing in Linux too is you can hit the up and down, and it kind of shows the history of what you did. So let's just try to do that commit. M is message, so we'll just try to do that again, and it looks like it worked. So if we go back to our qgit and all branches, you're going to see the branch I have and then this commit here. So that's pretty good. So if I do another one, I'm going to just make sure there's no other message for it. And so one advantage I do like of working in another branch and doing multiple commits is I like having a lot of bite-sized changes. So that way, if something goes wrong, it's a lot easier to track something down than if you just are going crazy and editing tons of files and tons of code. It can be really hard to track down your problems if you do it that way. So we'll just we'll do diff. Yep, that's all I changed. And we'll add that, and then we'll just do added extra small variable, extra smaller variable, like that. There. So now we have the two changes done. So say if we were done with all of our code changes at this point, and we were like, okay, we think we're ready to submit this for review. We're going to have to make a code diff file of it with everything. If you're just starting out, you don't have access to just push stuff out to the main repository. That actually takes a little bit of time, and the developers have to make sure that you kind of know what you're doing before they give you that access. So before that, we have to do this diff method, and then we'll later go over how to submit it for review. So we're kind of in this branch here. So what I like to do is, I mean, I just did this over 3 minutes, but say if this change took me 5 or 6 days to do and I'm still in this branch, there's a really good chance that there's probably a lot of changes in the master branch that I need to make sure is going to merge in with here well. So what I like to do with that is do a git pull origin master rebase. So what this does is it pulls everything for this branch and then it puts it to the latest. If I would just do a git pull like normal, it's gonna have an issue because by default it thinks that I am trying to pull this Petrovic changes branch, which it's never been pushed out. I really only have those commits locally on my computer right now, so that's not really going to do anything. So that's why I kind of use this to switch branches and pull everything. And then from here I just do a Git Merge Master like that, and it looks like there's nothing to really merge because I just did this. But if there's been 4 or 5 days that have gone by, there's going to be a new commit that actually has all of the merge stuff. And you'll see this. You'll see a lot of these merges whenever you kind of look through this Git history. There's usually a fair amount of them. Like here's one right here, and it's kind of the same thing. This person was working on this branch here. It got approved, and then this kind of merge just kind of helps bring everything together, and then they can resolve any conflicts if they need to. So we pretty much have our branch up to date, and it's in it has all of the master stuff, but there's still a change. There's still a difference between what's in here and what's in here. So that's kind of what we need to get right now. So to do that, we can just do a command called git diff, and then we can compare 2 branches by doing like a dot symbol. So we can just do master dot, and then we can just do the branch that I have, and then if we just do the less than symbol and then like export dot diff, I think that was right. We gotta do a, oh, there we go. So I had to do a greater than symbol. I'm sorry. I think and then if we go, so it outputted this in the source directory. So if we go to the source directory, there should be a diff file right here that it exports. And then if you double click this one, it'll actually combine both of the merges just into one file of changes. And this is kind of the file that you can submit whenever you're doing your code review.